there. Happy Wednesday. It is July 12th already. So we are excited to be here with you for Facebook Live today. This is Carrie from Stamp with CT. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Texas. And this morning, Dale is here with me, my husband, and he is waving. He is my supporting demonstrator. He helps me so much in my business. And then we also have Oliver the Crafty Pup. So we are excited to be with you today. It is a very hot day in Texas already. And looking at the forecast, we're in for some 100-degree temperatures for the foreseeable future, it looks like. But that's just how it is in summer here. And I know a lot of you are also facing this heat wave. So to me, one of the best ways to stay safe and stay cool is spend some time in your craft space. And you get to create some beautiful projects, right?
Absolutely.
So we will wait and see if Facebook will shine upon us today and send out some notifications, because we have an awesome fun fold for you today. This is one that I had not ever seen before, and I found it while perusing YouTube with a demonstrator named Crafting with Christine. And I can't remember who she credited for learning the fold. But you know, we love sharing fun folds with you. Y'all seem to really enjoy fun folds. And so that's why when I saw this card, I knew we had to share it with you, because I know you're going to love it. Now, I do have a funny story for you before we get started. And that is that Dale asked me if we were going to grab an extra piece of cardstock in case we messed up. And I just laughed. We're not going to mess up, are we?
Right, we're all professionals here, right?
We're professionals. We're perfectionists. No, not really. But we know where the cardstock is in case we mess up. But that's a good point, because sometimes our first attempt is not always perfect. So don't forget that you can keep that first attempt as your template. It's really nice to have a template just in your stash of ideas, and that way a year or two from now, when you're looking for something to create, you can pull that template out. And you know, if you make a mistake on a card and you don't really want to send it out to someone, use it as your template and just write your measurements directly on there, and then you've got it. Okay, so this is an interesting little card, and it is called a corner pop-up. We went ahead and used Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper for this card. And this is our very first attempt at this card. And it's not perfect, but it's super, super cute. And I think you're going to love what happens when you open this up. So we've got the little hello sentiment. And when you open it up, you've got a little bouquet of flowers that pops up. And is that not the cutest? So that is how this card works. And when you get to thinking about it, the possibilities are endless on what you can put inside. You do need to keep it flat because of the way that the card lays. There's already some bulk, the way that inverts on itself. But just a really fun card with the Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper. So this is our sample. And again, it's our first one, so is everything lined up exactly? No, but it turned out really cute. Let me show you that Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper right quick. We're using a lot of different products today, which is not what I typically do, but it's going to work for today. And part of the reason I grabbed this paper is because stamp class on Saturday, which if you have not registered, you can still watch the video in CT's Craft and Connect Facebook group, and you can get inspired. I think we have, what, one or two? Two. I think we have 2 kits left. So if you want to be part of Fresh as a Daisy stamp class this Saturday. I have a pre-recorded video that we will post in that group at 9 a.m. And we also have an in-person class. And so there's room for you if you want to join us, but let me know right away. And that's what we're using this Saturday to create some really cute projects. And we're gonna play a fun game at the in-person stamp class. So, this is our kind of prototype, our first attempt. And today we're going to go ahead and we're going to create another corner, what do we call it? Corner pop-up fun fold card, because we need a birthday card for a super special little boy in our lives. And so he is having a birthday party on Saturday, and his name is Logan. If you know him, he is absolutely adorable. He's LaDonna's little grandson, and he's turning 6 years old. So we want something fun and thought, wouldn't it be great to use the, I'm trying to remember the names of everything. Well, we're going to use the Zany Zoo Stamp Set for our sentiment, our happy birthday to you. And then the Zoo Crew Designer Series paper, we're using one of the little critters. Now these critters are talented on this paper. They juggle, they sing, karaoke. What else do they do, Dale? I'm trying to remember.
Riding a scooter.
Yes, riding a scooter. They're just, it's really, really cute paper. And then if you don't need those type of images, you've got the black and white patterns on the back, which is always great to have in your stash. Black and white with a pop of color. And then we thought, it's a birthday, so Bright and Beautiful is the designer series paper that has balloons and is so colorful and so much fun. So we're pulling from that as well. So that's why I say we're using lots of product today. But I think you're going to love this card. You're going to love this fold, and you're going to want to give this a try. So I will edit the description of the video when we get finished here and put the measurements and supply list for you. Isn't that great? So we're going to make a very colorful little fun card today. Okay, I think...
You didn't tell them about the dice.
Oh, the dies too, yes. So that also, the Beautiful Balloons dies we're using as well. Now this is a great set. It's really kind of a standalone set. You don't even have to have the stamp set if you just want to cut out your balloons and sentiment pieces, but it's nice to pair that with the stamp set. We are not using it today, but this is a great little set as well. So those are the dies. Thank you, Dee. Okay, I think the first thing we're going to do is work on our cardstock base. So this is really where the magic happens. This is a piece of thick basic white, and it is 8.5 by 5.5, and right now it is scored at 4 1/4 here. So let me go ahead and burnish this with my bone folder. And let me just tell you, when you are making cards, I feel like it's super important to use your bone folder and burnish that so you can see this is laying down nice and flat. I'm even going to go across that cut edge and get those fibers to just lay down and everything line up well. When you're making a fun fold, this step is even more important, isn't it, Dee?
Yes, it is.
Last night when we were creating this card, he did not burnish any of the folds, and so it was sticking up all wonky, and so I worked on it as best I can, but I'm telling you, this card is going to lay down so much better. You're going to be able to tell a difference. So now we need to do a little bit of scoring. So not only are we making a cute card today, but we may get a tiny bit of a math lesson. Just tiny, please. Okay? Geometry teacher. So we're going to work on how we're going to make the pop-up portion in the corner. So I'm going to move over. I'm going to get the trimmer out for Dale, because he's going to need that. He also has something called a centering ruler. Now, we got this probably at our local scrapbook store, or did we get it on Amazon? I don't remember. But you can get these on Amazon, and if you don't have one, this is not a Stampin' Up! Product, but you can get them on Amazon, and they're very inexpensive. And why do you want one? For projects like this, Dale is going to actually use the ruler, and then I'm going to teach you a different way to do it, because there's more than one way to measure, and we have a little template for you. But if you don't have one and you like to scrapbook, this is really helpful when you're putting your titles on your pages and lining everything up. And then also if you like to make samplers, that's what we really use this ruler for the most, is when we're making samplers, then you can get everything lined up the way that you want to, because your centering ruler has 0 in the middle, right?
Right.
Okay, I'm going to move over and let Dale show you the first way that you can create this part of the card. And he'll show you the scoring for that. Sorry, our old creaky floor.
All right. The measurements are that you want to come out on the edges 2 3/4, and on the top edges on both of them. I'm gonna set this.
And what do you mean both of them? Both thicknesses of the?
Well, that's part of the reason why I like this. Is yes.
Okay.
Is because I put the 0 in the very center where you put the fold line.
Okay.
And then I come out to 2 3/4 on each side. And put me a little mark.
Is that the 3 1/2 side?
No.
Okay.
No. That's it.
I won't help with the math part.
No, I didn't.
You're welcome.
I didn't put my reading glasses on.
Oh, I can grab them for you.
That's okay.
Okay.
And then down the folded edge of the card, you want to come down 3 1/2. This is the way the way that it was done in the video, so that's the way we're doing it.
Okay.
And then what I try to do is now I'll take these dots and line them up on my
Trimmer?
on the trimmer. Well, what we're trying to get to is the scoring.
Yeah, so we want to use that light gray scoring blade. Push your cutting blade out of the way.
And then I want to come in here, and I've got my dots right on the edge of the cutting blade, where the cutting blade shows
The
to
track.
Be the track, yeah. And then push down into it.
And scoring really well.
Scoring good. And then turning back the other way. And the dot in the middle, I'll try to get it in the center of the track. And then make sure that this other dot is lined up with where you want it.
So you just want to take your time. Be as precise as you can.
Okay. And that gets everything scored. And I don't have an eraser with me.
That's okay. We can do that later.
All right, and then you just push him in.
You're going to invert that fold.
Okay. And you should be able to make it fold together.
Oh, that's easy. For me.
And this will work with any right triangle.
Okay.
As long as you keep because all of the ratios and proportions are going to be the same.
Okay.
And so that means the sides are going to work out well. Burnish that right?
Mm-hmm. Burnish it really well. Get that card folded and laying down properly. Yeah, you definitely want to take your time on that step.
That's gonna make it as you open the card up, it's gonna unfold
and pop up.
Give you a pop up.
Awesome.
Okay.
I love it. Okay, let's talk about a little cheat way that we can do it. You want to open it back up?
Sure.
And we'll show them the template. So Dale just took a piece of, is that just thick basic white? Let me move that so they can see it a little bit.
It's actually the insert that comes with your DSP.
Oh, okay. That protective insert. Kind of, it's not really chipboard. It's kind of a thicker cardboard.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So he used that to make a template. I moved that so they could see it a little bit better. Right. And you want to give us the measurements for it.
The measurements are 2 3/4 and 3 1/2.
Okay. And then you just cut that piece out, and that way we can save that along with our template for our card. And you're gonna see.
You could lay this down on your scored edge right here.
Oh, that's another way to do it. Okay, that's not how I would do it, but that's.
And then you could make your marks.
Okay.
And then you would flip it over. Make you another mark, and then.
Just score it that way?
Just score it that way.
Okay. You want to know how the cheater method is? For those of us that are math impaired, I would take it and I would set it on the front of the card like this. And then I would maybe put a slight pencil mark, maybe just line this up in my trimmer, exactly like this. Get those 2 marks in that track, and then I would score. And just making sure that I pressed really hard so that it goes through both thicknesses of the cardstock. So that's another way that you can do it. Okay. Yeah, that's great to have a couple of options because not all of us are great at math, right? Some people are, but not all of us. So we've got options on how to create this. But either way, you can make yourself a template. And we were talking last night, and Dale was saying, you know, what'd you say? Right triangle?
Any right triangle.
Would work. So this is what was used with Christine, and so that's what we're using. So now we are ready, and we're going to need our template handy because we're going to do a little cutting on our Designer Series paper because of the way that this folds in. We've got our piece of Designer Series paper that's 4 by 5 1/4 like we would normally put on a card front, but we're going to need to cut this section off too. So this template is going to come in.
All right.
Nope, other way, right? Actually, I think I put it on the back last night. So I'm going to line it up here. And I just want to make sure that my measurements, down the long side is the long side of my template. I may be overcomplicating this. That would be a surprise, wouldn't it?
Sure.
And then I'm just going to line this template up. Now you could take a pencil and make a mark, but I find it easier just to get that lined up, put it in the trimmer, get those little points right on the track. And Dale's going to help me do that, make sure.
Slide to just a tiny bit.
Okay. So again, this is kind of the little cheater method that I have.
Get your hand up.
I'm going to take my template out and carefully close down the arm of my trimmer. And then I'm cutting this off. So we're just going to slice that little triangle off. And this Designer Series paper is just so bright and fun. I think that it's going to make the best little birthday card. So now we've got this piece that's going to line up perfectly on our card. And you've got a border all the way around like you normally would, which I feel is kind of like magic. Right?
Right.
Now, we took a little piece of Designer Series paper. We're going to put down the side, kind of like we did on our sample here. Just a little piece. I think that's about 1 inch. And it's a little bit too long, but I'm just going to trim that off right quick once I get it adhered. So I think it may be easier to put my glue, just a little bead of glue down the side. Oh, that would even be cute. Too, to put which side should we use? The stars?
Oh, yeah, the stars.
Stars? Okay. This is going to be a bright card, you guys. It's a really bright, fun card. So we'll get that lined up. That look pretty good to you?
It looks pretty good. I like it.
Okay. So we'll let that dry for just a second. A little back rub there. And then I can just bring my snips in and cut that little excess piece off. That was just, I think, a scrap that I had.
There's scraps?
You may need to trim that up a little bit better for me while I move on to the next. I don't know where my scrap went. There it is. Okay. So then I'm going to bring in some really cute ribbon. And this is also part of the Bright and Beautiful suite. There's a combo pack of ribbon. Let me show y'all that right quick. This is going to be our door prize for today. So be sure and leave a comment for us, and that'll enter you for a chance to win. So you've got 2 bolts of ribbon in this combo pack, but we're going to use the Lemon Lime Twist. I love it because it's a skinny little ribbon, and it's going to work really well on this card. Okay, so before I adhere that, no, I want to go ahead and adhere that, don't I? And then I'll add the ribbon. Okay, let's adhere this piece as I throw it. We'll put some glue, maybe a little bit more than what we usually use. I don't know why, because that's just what we're doing today. And then just get our borders all lined up. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like I made it fold a little bit.
What? Is it not perfect, Dan?
Not perfect. No, I missed by a little bit.
It's okay. It's gonna work just fine. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna work just fine. I will burnish this one more time though. Sometimes you have to show these cards who is boss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now beforehand, we took a Stylish Shapes die and the balloon dies, and we cut some other little components for the card. Just to try to make sure this video is not an hour long. And so we cut out the little karaoke guy from the Zoo Crew Designer Series paper. Now, he has a little bit of color to him. You could certainly color him as well. But I think we decided we're going to put him right about here. And then we have a little balloon that I think we're going to stamp the happy birthday to you. So we're just going to have to kind of decide our placement. I think it's going to need to be on this side of him, isn't it? Okay, so first I want to go ahead and put the ribbon around. And I'm going to tie the bow up at the top, or the knot. I may just tie a knot up at the top like we did before on our sample. I'm going to bring that all the way around through the, that may not need to go twice. What do you think? Just once?
Just once.
Just once. So we'll come up here, and I think because it's a card for a little boy, I'm just going to tie a knot.
Hold that for you.
Oops, I want to keep it on the card, right? I worked so hard to get that nice and flat. Now I need to do it again. And again, just fun and bright. I don't think so, Dee.
Yeah.
Thank you, though. We'll get our knot going. If I can get my fingers to work.
Oliver likes to help you now.
I know. Oliver's being really good today. I may have cut my tail a little bit too short. We're going to make it work, though. I may not really be able to see what I'm doing, but I'm just tying a little knot here.
It's not a bow, right?
Yes, it's not a bow. That's what my friend Judy says. That always cracks me up. Yeah, it's easier if you leave yourself a longer tail. So what else is going on, Dee? We have bonus days. Have y'all heard about that? When you spend $50 in my online store, when you place an order of $50, each $50 that you spend, you get a coupon code from Stampin' Up to use in August. $5 off. Yeah, that's not going to work. Let's try this one more time. Those old arthritic fingers just don't like short pieces of ribbon.
You got it on the sheets at the bottom.
8th time is the charm. This really is not as hard as I'm making it, is it?
No.
I may have to pass that off to you, Dee. My fingers just will not work this morning. They don't want to watch me fumble with ribbon all day. Let's go ahead and cut that off. Maybe that will help me not to have that bulk over there. We're going to say that anyway, right?
Sure.
Looky there. That's what it was.
First time every time, right?
Or 8th time, whatever. Wow, that was much easier. And if you'll grab a little glue dot, we'll pop a little glue dot under that knot just to keep him, since this ribbon is being ugly and not wanting to cooperate. We're going to show it who's boss. We'll pop a little glue dot under there just to keep it on there. And of course, you don't have to put the ribbon or twine or anything on there. I just like that look. I get all my little scraps away and get that cut. There's one. Okay, so you can see, super bright and cute. And now we want to put our little karaoke guy on here. That's so adorable. And this is where we're going to stamp our sentiment that says, "Happy birthday to you." So I guess we could go ahead and do that, right?
Sure.
And we grabbed the Lost Lagoon ink, and this is a piece of Lemon Lime Twist cardstock that was cut with the balloon dies, of course. And we're hoping that we're living right. And I'm going to be able to stamp it perfectly. Oops. If not, we'll just cut another one after the video, right?
Right.
Happy birthday to you. Oh, it's cute. And then we're going to take another little piece of ribbon and grab a glue dot.
Okay.
Because we want a little tail for our balloon. That's probably not perfectly stamped, but it's going to be kind of offset. Oh, thank you. So we're going to take our glue dot, put that back behind, I think, and attach a little piece of ribbon on our balloon, because he's going to go right up here. We're going to use lots of ribbon today. Okay, now we need some dimensionals to add this little guy. I didn't get any out, but of course I've always got them handy. And because this is designer series paper, I'm going to add a few more dimensionals than I probably would, just because that's, you know, cardstock is thicker. And this is a little bit thinner, but still great paper, right?
Absolutely.
Get all those backings off. And he is just too cute. I'm going to put him right down here. And that way we can add our balloon up here. Another little bit of dimensional. I'm ending up using the bones, those edge pieces, but they work just fine, don't they?
Sure.
So we'll add that with the dimensional as well. And pop it on there. And what I like to do with these balloon tails is just kind of curl them back. And then we'll put another little glue dot here. Dale's my glue dot assistant today. And just press that end of the ribbon into the glue dot. So I just think that's fun, how that kind of curls back. Looks like maybe it's flying away a little bit. So there's the front of our card. But now we want to decorate the inside, and we've got some more balloons to do that. So first let's put some balloons together. We've got one cut. Did we do Misty Moonlight, Dee?
Yes, Misty Moonlight, also
Okay.
there, and then the Designer Series paper.
Then the Designer Series paper. And I've lost, okay. So we are also using something called Gold Celebration Specialty Designer Series paper. It is an acetate, and it's got designs on it, and I know that's going to give a little bit of glare, but we're actually pairing up each size of the balloon. We've got 2 pieces of this acetate cut, and it's going to line up with these 2 balloons. So there's a couple of different patterns. This comes in a 12 by 12 sheet, and I'm trying to remember, I think there's 3 different sheets in the package. And I'm just going to take my Stampin' Seal Plus, and I'm going to come across the bottom with some Stampin' Seal Plus, and it may show just a tiny bit, but I've got to adhere these 2 pieces together, and I don't think it's going to be bad. Do you, Dee?
No, that's
I
good.
think it's fine, but that's a nice strong adhesive that I know will hold that on there, but it still won't show a whole lot. I don't think, especially if we put some money in here, I don't think Logan's going to care if we used a little bit of adhesive, right? Uh-oh, I didn't get that lined up perfectly. I think sometimes we overthink stuff like that, and we just need to go for it. So I loved putting the acetate over a little bit darker color, and then we went ahead and cut one of the balloons from the Designer Series paper. So before we put those on, I think we need to go ahead and add our tails to our balloons. We want to put a little bit more ribbon, and Dale's grabbing us some more glue dots.
Your first one?
Okay, you want us to just stick it on there at the bottom. Thank you. So I'm just going to put some ribbon, and I may have to trim this off, and that's okay, because these are going to go right up here, and I'm just going to let the tails of the balloons hang down. I think that's going to be super cute. So it's almost like this bouquet of balloons is flying up in the air. Some helium balloons, right?
Right.
And if they're different lengths, that's okay. We should go get Logan some balloons, huh?
We sure might.
Okay. So now, the way that we did the daisy, because you know, it pops up and it's up over the top of the card, the way that we did that is we decided what our placement was of those elements. And I think this time we're going to put our big balloon over here on this side, and then the medium size, and then this little guy right here. So down the center, we're going to have a lot of those little strings. I think that's going to be super cute. And we're going to want those to come up above the top of the card a little bit. So now that we know where we're putting them, let's come in here, and we're going to use another glue dot. Let me find my take your pick tool. I'm just going to use one to get my placement. I need to get more glue dots out, Dee. Okay. So you can see there's the score line on this half of that pop-up. I'm just going to put a glue dot. And then I'm going to take my balloon, put it inside the card, and I'm just going to make sure that it's right at the top and bring that over. There we go. And just close that and press that glue dot on there. And that way it will pop up above the card. Look, it's kind of sideways, isn't it? Let's see if that's still going to work. Yes. Okay. So that way it pops up above the card. But when we fold it, it's inside the card. So now we can put a couple more glue dots. And I just think this is probably the easiest way to position it. I know it's a little bit futzy, but that to me is the easiest way to get this where we want it. Because then I can come back in, lift that up just a tiny bit, and add a couple more glue dots, and I know that those are going to hold those in place. They'll want to get more glue dots in case we need them. And I'll tuck one right back there. Okay, so that's our big balloon. Now we'll do that same thing on the other side with our medium balloon. You would do this differently, wouldn't you?
No,
Yeah.
that's,
Is that a good way to do it?
that's I like doing it that way because it gives you a chance to position everything and make sure that it's all
Within the confines of the card, but still, that guy's way too far over, isn't he? Try that again. What do you think?
like it like that.
Okay. We make sure he's still within the card when we close it, and he is. So I'm happy with that one. So we'll bring a couple more glue dots and get him secured. So think about all the different stamps and dies that you have that you could do this with. This fold. So super cute. Okay. And our last balloon is going to need to be on one side or the other. I think we may put it right about there. And of course it's not going to be up above. It's just kind of filling in the gap. And we like that rule of 3. That odd number of balloons is just pleasing to the eye, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So we'll go ahead and put a couple glue dots here. And then bring our third balloon in. So that somewhat camouflages where the adhesive is too.
Because you have these two on this side of the fold.
Mm-hmm.
And this
You
one
need to move it?
No, and this one overlaps this one. When it folds, you can see that it folds out of the way and then it opens back up so it fills everything in.
Okay.
That's
You did it right.
we did it right.
So a cute little bouquet of balloons for Logan inside. Isn't that darling? And of course you could do more stamping too if you wanted to. I just think this is really, really a fun fold. That's why they're called that, right?
Right.
But you could do so many different things with this. So that is our birthday card, our corner pop-up birthday card with the Zany Zoo, and it's also called Bright and Beautiful. So fun. I could just sit here, you know, all day. There's the balloons.
They got things to do.
They do. We do too. And then this, of course, is our sample with the daisies, with the bouquet of flowers that pops up. So really, really fun cards. And you can see this guy's not wanting to cooperate. So what I did last night was I actually took our block and I set on top of it. So what I'll probably do today is just leave this ink pad sitting on top of this card, and that will help press that down. But let me know what y'all think, and I really hope that you will give this fold a try. We will post the measurements, like I said, so that you can create one. And if you do, be sure to post a picture. We always love seeing what you create. So I'll move those out of the way just a tiny bit. And I do have a couple of announcements. We do have a brand new kit that has released. Stampin' Up! Kits are awesome. They are all inclusive and have everything in them that you need to create. They're portable. They're just, everything's ready for you. So I love the kits collection. And you can go online at my online store at stampwithct.stampinup.net to see what kits are available right now. This is called Blossom Wishes, and the description says it's to help celebrate friends. Oliver's getting a little bit antsy. And then we also have Meaningful Flowers, the new paper pumpkin kit released yesterday. So this again is to help, what did it say? It's also like has messages of friendship and loyalty. So it looks like it's going to be a great kit. If you're interested in receiving this paper pumpkin, you just need to subscribe by the 10th of August. And the July kits, I saw the billing go through, so they'll start shipping, and I'm super excited to get my July kit too. We also have online exclusives. So again, if you go to my online store, you can just go to the online exclusives and see what's available now. It's just a great way to see the latest and greatest products from Stampin' Up! There's some Christmas items in there. Oh, really, really pretty set that has a sleigh. Seeing some gorgeous projects with it. If you love Christmas in July, right?
Right.
And then, like I said, bonus days. The earning period is right now through the end of July. Whenever you spend $50, you'll get a coupon code and an email from Stampin' Up! Be sure to hang on to that email so that you can redeem in August and get $5 off for every $50 that you have spent in July. Such a great, great promotion. I love it when Stampin' Up! Does this, and it's been a couple years now. Let me know if you have any questions about that too. I do have a couple pieces of Happy Mail, but first I'll show you again our giveaway. So last week I had these basic rhinestone jewels, and they are going to go out to my amazing friend Diane Lum. So thank you for watching last week, Diane, and for commenting. I appreciate that. Be sure to hit the like or heart button or leave me a comment. That's what enters you for a chance to win. And we are going to do that combo pack of ribbon as our prize this week. So we will choose a winner by random drawing. And next week we'll announce who the winner of this combo pack of ribbon is. That's the ribbon that I used today, the Lemon Lime Twist. Have a couple of pieces of Happy Mail. And then also I wanted to tell you guys that we hit 1,000 likes on this Facebook page, Stamp with CT. We're actually, I think, almost up to 1,050. So thank you so much for all the support that you give us. We really, really appreciate it. And if you haven't liked the page, I would love it if you would go and do that right quick as well. But definitely give this video a thumbs up or a heart. This is a gorgeous card from my friend Lisa Tweedle. So, so pretty. And she even decorated the inside. And I just thought this was such a beautiful card. Wanted to share it with y'all. So thank you, Lisa. It is gorgeous. I love it. And I may have shown this last week. I don't remember. If I did, it needed to be seen twice, right? And then this is a fancy fold card. I don't remember what it's called. Maybe if Cheryl is here, if you don't mind, Cheryl, letting us know in the comments what this fold is called. But you may not recognize the images on this card, and that's because this is a stamp set that is coming in our new mini catalog, our September to December mini catalog, which will have holiday products in it. So Cheryl and I went to a Stampin' Up! Virtual event, and we were able to purchase this stamp die bundle ahead of time. So we were super excited. It's a beautiful, beautiful set. And Cheryl created this card and brought it to me last week, and it's really cool because it does tricks. So you ready? When you open it, look at that. Isn't that cool? It is gorgeous. So I'm going to turn it so you can see all of the dimension to it. Isn't that cool? So So Cheryl, let us know what kind of card this is. Let me see. I don't know if it will stay. Yes, you can even display it. I bet I'd have to put something back behind it, but you can even display it with it open. Really, really pretty. And as you can see, these are gorgeous products. So you're going to be seeing more of this, and it's called the Translucent Floral Bundle. And it is one of those distinctive stamp sets where it's red rubber. All of the shading is in there, and all you do is stamp. You just ink that stamp up, stamp it down, and it's amazing. So thank you, Cheryl, for this gorgeous card. I absolutely love it. Okay, I'm trying to remember if there's any other announcements. Not that I know of. I hope you've enjoyed our video today, and I really appreciate Dale helping me out. I'm not great when it comes to those type of measurements and things, and I just wanted to make sure that we showed you a couple of different ways that you can do this. All right, we will see you again next Wednesday. Y'all stay cool, and I thank you very much.